and welcome back. We're going to be talking with Fast Lag today. Welcome to the show. That
Thank
was
you.
a tough game, I would say. A long game as well. Even though it was only 30-ish minutes, it felt like an eternity. Can you guide me through what was the plan for your team?
I think the plan was to play around Ezreal, as in like the way the champ works. Like we play around bot a little bit, and then once he's chilling 1v2, I just go roam. I think we went top, but then we died, and then we were still in the game all right, but I don't know, something went wrong. I can't remember exactly. And then when we're behind against that comp, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to play.
Before you take over, Jamada, I would like to ask Fast Legs. You guys are aware the turrets are dealing a little bit more damage, right?
Yeah, they do a little
Just
bit.
kidding. Just kidding. Because 2 dives versus the turret, and I think the turret did the entire damage, but okay. But yeah, Jamada.
Yeah. So obviously coming in today, was this your first game today? I wasn't here last week, and I didn't
Yeah.
catch many of the games. So first game today. What's it been like? I don't know how much time you've been able to practice with the team and things, but Munster have had a plethora of roster shuffles for loads of reasons, both internal and external.
Yeah.
How's it been working with this team? Obviously, it's been a little while since you played competitive too. But what's it been like playing with the team for one? And also, what do you feel like the goals are for the roster at the moment? Because obviously, like Munster, since they've been in Division 2, they've been a very like high-performing roster. They came second last split. It looked like they were always going to finish first. Right now, kind of middle of the pack. What are the thoughts and feelings there in terms of where you're expecting the team to finish?
Well, I think as a 5, the full 5, we scrimmed once. So it was like one just free game day, and we didn't really have much to practice, obviously. So it's kind of hard to like get a grasp of how good we are. But the goals for when we came in, I was told the main goal is getting playoffs. Then from there, moving on to whatever. But I think we just need to scrim more. Get used to each other more, and I think we can easily win more games. But yeah.
Okay, interesting. Let's see how that fares up as we move along into the Super Week. So I wish you the best of luck on this start, and I'll see you soon. For you guys at home, we're going to toss it to a break before we jump into the last game of today, Lucent versus UniQ. I'll see you soon. welcome back. We have Walter with us after the big and important win for you guys for London versus a team that is really high rated, at least so far in standings. How does it feel to take this victory in the way that you guys did as well?
I mean, it feels pretty good, obviously. Harbour was on the opposing team, which is a former teammate of mine, so beating him for sure feels good, especially given I wasn't on the team when they lost to him the first time, so that makes me want to know against him now. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, I will admit I do think there was a slight draft gap in this game. I feel like the Lucent Rice didn't really have anything to like play towards, like both weak side on top and bot kinda. So yeah, I do think the draft did play a quite important part in this game.
Yeah, no, definitely, like you say, it just felt very hard for Munster to really have any agency on the side lanes because those are the kind of lanes that you typically weak side. So having a mid laner and a jungler that tries to skirmish the sides, not really the best plan. And yeah, Yumi with a bunch of sustained champions, it's kind of nasty.
Yeah.
I kind of want to ask you because you kind of brought up very briefly, you didn't get to play against Munster in the first round matchup, obviously, because you weren't on the roster at the time. What's it been like? I think you spent now 2.5-ish, 3 weeks maybe with the roster. What's it been like, learning, integrating with the team? Obviously, the results on stage haven't been going so well, but still, London as a whole have looked a lot more positive since you've come in. So how have things been going,
I mean, yeah,
behind the scenes, scrims, etc.?
for sure. I mean, I love every second of it, honestly. I mean, I don't know. I enjoy playing competitive for sure, and I always end up making new friends, you know. So despite maybe not having ideal results going, like, I mean, I don't know, we have like 2 wins and like 6 losses or something, I think. I mean, yeah, I'm enjoying it for sure, and I'm positive. I think we turn it around now, you know. We got that synergy build up, so yeah.
And I want to sort of build on that, trying to sort of get out of the relegation zone and such.
Mhm.
Your next game is against UniQ tomorrow, final game of the day. But
Mhm.
then followed up, it's also by Lucent. And Lucent are playing UniQ. UniQ are expected to win that game
Mhm.
coming up next. For one, how do you feel about that game for against UniQ? But then also, if Lucent drop their game here and then also they then go on to play Natives, it's another tough game for them. How do you feel your chances stand? Because also you have Guap that are right next to you, only 1 win above you, Lucent 1 win above you. Still, the chance
Yeah.
to get out of relegation's very high.
Yeah, I mean, I for sure think we can do it for the game as against UniQ. I know they have the jungler Shafty, and I have, I think countless amount of scrims against Shafty. So I mean, I know him like my pocket or whatever you say, right? So I think this game for sure very winnable. Also wasn't in the first game against him, so they didn't, yeah, have that X factor to maybe see through Shafty's pathing and make some plays using that information. So I for sure think it's a winnable game for us. And yeah, with the standings, I mean, we just gotta win every game from now. I think we can still end up with like a positive win to loss ratio if we just win every game, and that's for sure shouldn't be relegation. I think so. That's the goal, I think.
Yeah, regardless of the standings, I do believe there is a big window for you guys to get away from it and even take a peek at playoffs and understand where you guys can go from there. Thank you so much for this interview, Voljo. It's a pleasure to
Thank
talk with
you.
you, and I'll
You
see you
too.
soon. Congratulations on the victory. Now we're going to do a break, and now we'll jump into the last game of the day. See you guys. Welcome back to the last game of the day. Lucent versus UniQ. 5th place versus the team that is currently sitting on the 8th one. I mean, from the previous game, Jamada, I would say things are looking interesting. You told me on the previous game, it's not yada yada, but see, I got you.
I mean, I agreed. Like I said, even though the games have been one-sided, if there was ever an expectation to be broken, it would be that game.
You said that. Yeah.
Go look at the tapes. What did you?
No, you said. I said.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
you're
I
agreeing.
said-
Yeah.
you said it.
I
I
did.
agree.
It happened now. I don't know if I can say the same for UniQ and Lucent here, but
Here you are a doubter every single day.
But to be honest, UniQ have been a shadow of their former selves if you compare them to their opening into the split, where I want to say they opened out 4-0, right? I'm just gonna confirm that 4-0. Yeah, they opened out 4-0, and then ever since then it has been up down, win loss. And yeah, it just feels like anytime these guys have come up against another sort of middle up pack of the table team, they have been struggling, and it's definitely not something that I expected to see coming out of this roster, but it's been the struggle bus. Last week, unable to pick up a single win. First 0-2 week that they've had all split, and now coming into the Super Week, they open out into Lucent, who, by all rights, it should be a team that they are next to, dismantling very comfortably. So we'll see how things, get down. Lucent, again, definitely a team that comes out with very interesting drafts and very much can surprise and on occasion upset expectations, but they've not really done it so much this split. Their wins haven't really come against impressive teams. It's only really been Guap, London United. I can't remember the third team. I don't think it's anybody that's super high up in the standings. I think it's Munster. So it's not teams that are per se crazy high up, right? Munster, of course, our expectations are maybe changing and evolving as the roster changes in particular. But picks and bans, that's where we're at already. Yuumi, Corki, Kalista one side. We're seeing the Yone, the Pike, and we'll see what else ends up following. It seems to be the Seraphine. So plenty of S tier picks up and available. It's an overloaded draft. The Zeri, Wukong, Senna, Yuumi is banned. Everything
Your
on the
Goldberg
table.
impression is
Yeah,
on point.
Thank you very much. I do my best. We'll see what UniQ decide to opt for with all of these very strong picks up and available, because I feel like different teams really have been prioritizing things very strangely, such as just going for a Karthus B1 blind. So, what will Lucent want to do into this? Because it's not something we see super frequently on this patch, to be honest with you. Shafty, definitely the kind of player that we know will be able to pilot this one very, very well. Of course, technically it's also a flex, but you know, we'll see whether or not it actually gets to flex into something like the bottom side of the map or towards the mid lane. It did get buffed for the jungle, if I recall correctly. I think it actually had some of its damage returned in terms of towards jungle camps. So clears ridiculously fast. I've seen numbers as low as even below 3 minutes when done efficiently. But that is perfect clear, very hard to do. We have Dandom hovering as Poppy, of course. The response will be the volley bear, so they're looking for aggressive plays early on. And it seems like we might just end up getting this Ezreal locked in as it does go through. So expecting maybe something like the Rakan to follow on R3. What would UniQ decide to go for with that in mind? Because Ezreal, you have the Senna. It's very easy to stock that one in and get a pretty free laning phase. You can definitely fall prey to the likes of Volibear ganks because you are quite squishy, you are relatively immobile, but you can always try and chuck out the root because Volibear is so linear. You have to force him to flash over it or just get hit by it and get locked down. UniQ, I think, are going to be taking this one now. Do you want to pick up your pairing now? Do you want to go towards the mid lane? What are your options for UniQ? Let's get to watch and see.
That would be an interesting one, and it's a fairly interesting combo as well to the bot side. If you can lock in the Ezreal, though, there's no Arcane Shift. The follow-up should be good. But there you go. Okay, a more stable one. That makes a lot more sense. Now you see the Senna, you see the Tahm Kench if it's locked in. So you see the Skartas only going to the jungle or something crazy like the mid lane. If it's a jungler with the Volibear, you can punish him heavily. If you have some sort of priority in the lanes, you can punish him heavily. You can actually not allow him to jump. That should be the plan right now, I believe.
And what I really want to see from Lucent is probably holding on to their mid for counter pick here. I think you really are going to need priority in the mid lane when you're dealing with Karthus, when you have a Volibear, to try and shift your mid and jungle as a pair towards whatever side you want to play towards. There comes the Rakan. We was kind of expecting that into the Tahm Kench. Tahm Kench can't really like hard pressure the lane, so expect maybe to see Rotom Bengi. Well, actually, it should be fasting Senna, right? So expect to see the Senna move out of lane from time to time, try and get some roams off. Or they can just sit there, farm up, try and pressure the lane, because that is definitely something you can do with the Senna and with that Tahm Kench into the likes of the Ezreal and the Rakan. I've seen, I think it was a V5 RNG. Damn! They got absolutely blasted to the bottom side when it was the Ezreal and the Rakan lane. There's just not really much you can do. Like, Senna can kind of just farm you for stacks, to be honest. So let's see whether or not Guffey and Rotom Bengi can get that level of effectiveness out of the lane. For now, though, Lucent definitely doing the right thing, removing away the ability to lock down some of these mobile members with the Camille. On the opposite side, UniQ trying to take away some of Kurosh's more coveted champions like that Akali.
Final ban coming in from Lucent. Let's see what they're going to remove. Is it for the top lane yet again? It's going to be for the AD carry position. No, mid lane position, yeah. I would say, because this is a Karthus mid lane. With this, I believe they're revealing that this is a low mobility mid laner. So that's why
I think
has been removed.
Yeah, I think the fact that they've gone for the Tristana ban here either means that they didn't have anything else to ban, and they just wanted to remove away something that's super cheeky, or they have something that they would really want to pick in this slot, and they don't want to have answered by Tristana. And additionally, you have to also remember, because, of course, the Karthus is there, you're expecting AD laners as is. So removing away potentially one of Eden's mid lane picks inside of that Tristana could definitely pay a whole bunch of dividends. What will the answer be? Seems like we could end up with Gangplank. And I don't want to say that we've seen a variation of this draft very recently if this gets locked in. However, we did just see a variation of the draft. Okay, last second swap over to the Narf. I definitely like this one a little bit more. As it would have really been a bit, odd, I suppose. In this instance, at the very least, you would have had counterpick in the mid lane. And you would have seen the entire composition, so would have maybe operated a little bit differently, but Gnar is what comes out, a lot more team fighting, and that is definitely what Lucent's composition is about for now. What will the laners be? I mean, you need AD to try and keep this Karthus alive as the sole AP, so maybe Irelia comes out, and then Irelia for the Gnar lane. Eden, I mean, what can you really do in terms of mid laners? You could go towards the Lucian, you could go towards the Jace. Pantheon is very fun, I know, Reed.
Don't you dare. Don't finish that sentence. Don't. Jamar.
I mean, it seems
this
like
is going to be your bed. I know.
So it doesn't seem like they care too much. So they're actually eventually just going to go towards the Sylas. And what's pretty good about this rotation is Sylas and Irelia have a good matchup into Gnar regardless. So what they can end up doing here is just fitting Sylas or Irelia into the matchup which is best suited for the pair of them. And it also works as a bit of a takeaway from Kurosh as well. So I like the rotation here from UniQ, to be honest with you. As Hovers on LeBlanc, we don't get to see that too often. Not sure how much I like it because it's a little bit off theme with the whole composition, but it sets up for a very strong 2v2 between the Volibear and the LeBlanc, and then they can always try and move that towards the side lanes. Problem is, they have two side lanes which kind of just get blasted, I think, in isolation. So I'm not sure how Lucent are going to pilot this one. I also think the scaling aspects definitely lean, in my opinion, towards UniQ. Just very flatly. Of course, you have things like mobility scaling, which are going to come into effect when you don't have too much point of hit hard TC from UniQ's end. So a lot is going to be based on execution and how these early laning phases go. I think for Lucent, a lot more pressure to try and get things going with that Volibear LeBlanc. I think on the opposite side for UniQ, trying to keep that 2v2 in the bottom side in isolation, and also having Shafty additionally farm up and get to a point where, you know, those R's start to chunk out for half HP, things of that nature, so that Lucent can't really team fight anymore. And just ensuring that solo laners also have very comfortable early lanes. I think that's the important thing.
We're at the start of the Super Week, guys, so remind yourselves that these games are quite important. We are going to close in the distance towards the playoffs, and looking into the scores that you have from Spring Split and Summer Split, that's the way you can get access to not only the relegations, if you were unlucky, I would say, or if you're lucky and good, you can get access to promotion from Division 2 to Division 1. So for UniQ, this is really important. They have been kind of shaky lately. For Lucent, if they get themselves this sort of victory right now to start off the Super Week, that is a major boost in the standings for them and putting him in the spots where they might be able to get to playoffs. And we've heard this about a lot of players. It's not about getting the first, second place, or even the third one. It's just about getting into playoffs. Summer Split, I would say it's really, really spicy and competitive so far. Not only for Division 1, but for Division 2. Teams are looking more brawly than before, and they're looking more juicy. And today of all days, nothing is written in stone. There's not a single team that you can look and like, I expect this to win. Well, you don't. Today has been a flip of a coin. And like Goldberg says, well, a coin has two sides, and I'm really happy for that big analysis. But yeah, there's two sides to a coin. And let's see where we land up today, because I'm listening to the Summer's Rift.
Get us in.
Can you give me another Goldberg impression, like anything? Anything.
Denmark. Astrala's talent. Denmark will helven.
I know.
Denmark. Danish players are so good, man.
Wait, what? That was not Goldbergish, but no, thank you so much. There you go. I really enjoyed the first time, and I wanted to listen to it just one more time. I would say you missed out at least one or two Denmarks, but welcome to the last Summoner's Rift of the day. It's going to be UniQ versus Lucent, and I would say Jamada is definitely UniQ.
Thank you.
I didn't say it in a good way or a bad way. I just said you're UniQ.
Okay. All right, buddy. Have fun solo casting this one.
Well, I'm from Portugal. I've done that a lot of times. So.
Okay, let's focus in on the game. Final game of the day. Not really sure what to expect from these two teams in general. The hope is that Lucent can bring us something a little bit spicy, but the draft doesn't necessarily indicate that per se. I feel like looking at a draft that we would maybe see from, sort of creep durability patch. Like so the volley bear, an aggressive mid laner, safe side bottom lane, top side, which traditionally is a lane that you can play towards in the Gnar, but with the Aurelia being in that matchup, it can definitely be very tricky to navigate. On the opposite side, though, UniQ definitely bringing a little bit of added spice and flavor with the Aurelia pick, with the Karthus B1. It's not something that Lucent have particularly gone out of their way to try and punish very hard. So let's see what they can get done. Again, I really do feel like the side lane matchups for UniQ are so good for them. Like Aurelia in those long lanes, kind of similarly to what we were talking about with the GP, right?
Yeah.
Long lanes, really hard to escape. Nah, and even when you're in Mega, it just feels like she can soak up a lot of the burst damage as long as she gets to press W before the CC comes in. So very hard to, actually win that 1v1 from the Gnar side of things. One thing I would really like to track is how good Shafty's clearing is on the Karthus.
Okay.
So, see how quickly he actually ends up full clearing here. As bottom side, off from Krugs. 12, he's a little bit slow. He could be walking already. Not bad, not bad. 12-8. 12-8, 2-8, making it to we're tracking this like it's a hot lap. Yeah, like a hot lap in Formula 1. Yeah. So doing the correct thing here. Mostly
you can move now.
You can move now. Queued mostly the big one, and that's how you clear that Raptor camp really, really quickly. It's gonna soak up a little bit of XP from the mid lane, but not to worry. It's all right.
Keep following. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, keep following. Nothing's happening in the lanes, right? Yeah, everyone looks full HP. Yeah, great. Top side.
No, we don't care. We don't care.
Yeah, we don't care. Yeah, if first one happens, it happens. All right. Off that
nice.
Blue. Boy. Yeah, this is good pace.
You can call the other
Great
one.
pace.
Smite it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, smite the other one. Bring that into aggro, and then. Well, he doesn't even have to be honest with you. He might even end up smiting blue just to get mana back quicker. Wouldn't blame him. No, not bad.
There you go. Oh, he's just going to call the grunt now because he ran out of mana. So it's like, yeah, I don't want to have both of them while I don't have the mana to clear both. Yeah.
Yeah, speedy clear. Good job.
3-9.
3-10.
3-9 is
Not
a
the
good one.
fastest.
Now you die.
Oh,
there you go. Venom is there. It collapsed on him, and the press the attack is not available because this is a predator. You get the slow flash in, bites through the wall. I mean, this is the fastest clear and recall I've seen in my life.
You can't make that up, man. God.
I'm kidding, guys. I'm sorry, but we had to set him up like that. We saw this happening.
I love Division 2. You know that? Like, I've cast LEC, I've cast LPL.
Yeah.
Division 2, like, it just holds a special place in my heart. Like, it just does. Like, out of all of the tournaments and competitions I've been, honored to be a part of, Division 2, whether it's NLC, whether it was UKLC of old, Teddy Leagan. God, it's so fun. Shafty had a good full clear time. Just ended up dying off the back of it. Will he get the skull crab in the river? That's my question.
I think he did. No.
Nope.
That is a big loss, though. 2 scuttle crabs and the first blood for the enemy jungler already with the lucidity boots. That is a speed run because he has Predator now. He used it for the mid lane. He's not going to secure anything, but he can still go to the bot lane because Predator. Well, it stays for a long time. It lasts for a long time, yeah.
And just because the way that he pathed away from the mid lane, it also kind of briefly shuts down Guffey and Rumbengi's pressure towards the bottom side as Neos is going to dodge away from that stun.
That's the thing, yeah.
Just because he exits the lane on the bottom side, Guffey and Rumbengi don't get to pressure that bottom side of Fuyu and Little Pants underneath the tower, which is really what you want to be doing with Rakan and with Senna. In this matchup, you really, really want to hard shove them in. You want to, farm stacks off the Senna. And I don't expect, a particularly fast pace in terms of stacking on the Senna, but we'll keep an eye on that to see how many stacks she gets over the course of the early lane phase. It's definitely a lane that you can get plenty of stacks from. 15 minutes, already at 14. Not so bad. It's not, a crazy amount, but if you're just going by minute per minute, 10 minutes time, 45, not terrible.
DVL on the top lane has to play carefully due to the fact that also there's a cull from Newies. That is a good idea. He's going to play safe. So if you don't get a kills, well, the sustain you get from the cull alongside with the blade surge, it is huge. So
it's really, really substantial. You'd be kind of surprised. Knockup comes in and a creep actually blocked the W from ruining Little Pants in place. But again, you can see so many stats. Wow. Talk about RNG.
Lucky. Oh, Shafty.
Shafty has been found out.
He did the
change
clear on the
connect.
enemy jungle, and now with no summoner spells, he's going to be in jeopardy. The thing is, he's going to die, but he will still be able to dish some damage if he wishes to. But the rest of the team is not willing to. Nuyus was on the top side, just doing some business. Look at the bot side.
Yeah, okay.
Fuyu, of all people with the Ezreal, dying with Flash and Arcane Shift.
Yeah, not sure how that transpired, but again, so I was talking about, that lane can be super oppressive for both Rakan and Ezreal as a duo into Senna and Tahm Kench. There's just so much sustain, so much base burst that you just don't have the trading power to fight back for a very, very long time. Now Bengi picks himself up first blood for UniQ anyway. First blood, of course, picked up by Dandom. Shafty, again, finds himself caught out. This time, just good warding from Lucent. They had a ward on their Raptors just to basically track. They expected once they picked up the Dragon that Shafty would full clear again and then try and get some counter jungling in, and they shut him down efficiently.
Kurash trying to taunt Eden. Eden with no mana cannot do anything about it. No Doddans as well to get him additional mana. But still get some damage. Ignite goes in. Oh, look into the skies. What do you see? It's death from above.
Death from above. Let's go. So
It's not
Shafty
name of
on
a
the
skill,
board.
but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Do you know what's crazy? Like, Shafty is still, like, perfectly fine. He also got first strike gold from that, which it seemed to give him 68. Which, for first, well, yeah,
No,
I
he
feel
used
like
it
he's
two
not
times.
been able.
He used it 2 times.
Oh, did it say he's used it 2 times?
No, but I know he'd at least used it 2 times because when he faced Volibear, he was the one
The
attacking.
first time? Right. Okay, so not doing so bad. Almost level 7. Isn't going to be able to pick up this Scuttle. And honestly, Scuttle XP after the first spawns can be a little bit cracked and jacked to keep you in the game. So I actually expect Dandom isn't too far behind in the XP department. As you can see, Goffey is just shoving Fuyu away from the tower. Rumbengi just hitting away at it. And again, I'll continue to reiterate, this lane absolutely stinks for Rakan and Ezreal. So expect to see Little Pants go and pair up with Dandom. Oh yeah, there you go. He's opening up towards the top side because he just knows this lane is not something that you can really play towards. So that's a winning side lane for UniQ on the bottom side. Neos is out farming the Gnar and getting quite quickly towards that Blade of the Ruined King. Also has the Cull already halfway stacked, you have to remember. So side lanes going really well for UniQ, whilst the jungle per se has been to a point a little bit disastrous. He's picked up a kill from Requiem and farming up such a storm that he's already a little under 1,000 gold away from picking up his Leandries already. So he's fine, honestly, despite the early game shenanigans. And UniQ could look to give over this Herald. It seems like pings are already on the way towards the bottom side of the map. They're going to try and cross-map it. How will Lucent respond as Fuyu opens out towards the mid lane?
The first strike is not going to proc on this one, and he's going to die in the process.
Yep.
This is the thing. As a Karthus, you need to be really careful with vision.
Yeah, and I mean, I just have to continue to applaud Lucent for shutting down Shafty when he tries to approach these jungle camps on the opposite side of the map for a cross-map. I have to definitely say it's a little bit of overconfidence, maybe underestimation from Lucent's part to say, yeah, they're not going to meet me in the jungle here, and they just consistently are. So Shafty, not able to find the cross map, is just going to respawn and probably just full clear bots top again. It's the Karthus strategy. And wait for Requiem to come back up before he can try and get involved. DBL is going to gnar out here.
He wants it.
And, this is... Oh no.
Gets away cleanly. The double juke. What? Okay, they're even.
Sure, man. Whatever that was. Yeah, agreed. No, they're even. They're even.
No, that was slick. That was slick. Accept it.
Oh no.
What?
Dandom tried to pass over blue buff, and his red buff took it. Classic red buff.
Sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Yeah, I feel like that saying actually is worded slightly differently, but you can't say it on broadcast, so...
That's the only way I know it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's not chat. On to the Karthus. Do you go for the Leandris, or do you go for Ludens as well?
Yeah, I mean, so definitely an argument for Ludens, right? 3 squishy targets, but I think
Mhm.
just generally, Leandri's just can offer you a little bit more. It gives you a bit more haste. You want more access to that ultimate. Speaking of ultimates,
Doesn't quite work if you're not in range, so the turret is still applying some damages. Eden didn't want to get that chain rolling on, but that sustain is beautiful. The Sinner protects him. The Ignite is burning the real one. And here comes Shafty. Requiem is available.
shot.
Requiem is available.
Shot.
Requiem is available.
Could
Requiem is available.
press
Is it
R?
not?
Is it a hard bug? Does he have it? No, he hasn't caught. Huh?
Life is a weird mix of emotions and situations.
Huh.
Yeah, Dragon is started by UniQ at this point. Unique interaction there as well, I would say, as now Volleyball has the opportunity to go in and try to steal it. 1300 HP goes in, doesn't even get it close, but now a fight ensues. It's going to be a good knockout from Goof. Little Pants is running away, gets on the mouth of the fish, and now gets eaten, swallowed by Rotten Bangi. Some souls to actually stack for the center for the late game, as Thunder runs to re-engage, but the double kill comes in clean. And Requiem is still available.
Lucent. I didn't expect you to round off the toss with that. Yeah, Lucent just stepping their bounds a little bit. They go for the 50-50, but then they also try and take the fight after the fact. And Unique just punished them. There's nothing else to really say about it. Good job, Unique. Pick up the dragon, pick up the kills. They're handed to you on the player like that. Take them. And oh, he's casting it now.
Now you use it!
Oh, it was for the top side.
Exactly. That is. I was just asking. Yeah.
Great use. Great use, Shafty. Yeah, there you go. Now, that's what he was saving it for. See, this is why we're casters, desk people.
Yeah.
We're not players. You know, their force fight is beyond ours.
Not any longer. Yeah.
But yeah, Neos picks himself up a kill with the assistance of the Requiem across the map. Now it seems like the play in response will be Lucent trying to drop the Herald in the mid lane to get a little bit of pressure back. Herald will charge, it'll be 2 plates. And Kurosh and Dandon can feel a little bit happy about that, as that's a clone.
But Kurosh was looking into the clone like, that could have been me.
Yeah.
But I don't want to mess with him again.
Do you remember when LeBlanc didn't have the Mimic passive for like a couple years?
Oh, that is a long time ago.
I missed that.
Why?
Because LeBlanc was really touch and go. And either like in the meta because she could go like Gunblade and heal up off of like sustain and poke, or she just or she was just kind of bad, and I miss that, to be honest.
You missed the bad LeBlanc?
Yes, because bad LeBlanc means that LeBlanc is not in my game.
Okay, but in all fairness, for the chat to understand where we are, this guy plays Kayn, Yone, and Yasuo, so take it with a grain of salt. I play Teemo, and I'm proud of that.
Do you know what was great? I was gonna because we technically have a third wheeler on cast, right? Like Reed, our producer, talks to us quite frequently in these games, as I'm sure longtime viewers will know. And he just goes after Archer says, "Oh, you only play Kayn, Yasuo, and Yone." He just goes, "You play Teemo." Like, it's just true. Like, you can't get onto me.
Hey, Teemo is a good counter versus Bel'Veth.
True, I guess.
True, actually.
In theory.
Team Max Q get ace and she doesn't attack. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Think about it, guys. Think about it. Don't use it though. Don't.
No, don't. As
Oh, he knows. Right. He knows. He was like, I've seen this in the past. Oh no, he now runs!
Oh boy.
Chef now is in danger. As Daniel goes in for the kill. And Nuyas on the top side dies. All of a sudden, this is a 1-for-1. And I don't think you want to take that chain, Eden. Oh, from the skies comes some sort of damage, not death.
Yeah, some damage, not enough to kill. Shafty just throws out, throw it out. Neos finds a solo kill, has the Blade of the Ruined King, so not too surprised about that one. Dandom gonna step up here just to try and force away. I mean, honestly, if Dandom gets, I think he's in lethal rate. Yeah,
that's going to be engaged. That's going to be engaged. The stun goes in, but it's not even close. It's an Irelia with Blade. Oh well. Goof now getting shot. Rottenbane comes with a
Oh,
huge
no.
shield. That's an Abyssal dive going for Fuyu. Forced to flash away. It's the support versus the AD carry, but it doesn't even
Does he get
matter.
Q again? He
That's
knows.
the sustain. That is so clean from Rottenbangi. Good usage on the bot side.
Yeah, I mean, it's just everywhere is winning for UniQ right now. On the top side, Dandom steps up, no flash. Neos solo killed DBL, by the way, without using his ultimate. And is able to execute the jungler of Lucent underneath town. And on the bottom side, the 2v2 is just winning. And this is what I was saying. It's so difficult for Lucent with this Fuyu and Little Pants lane of Ezra Rakan to deal with the base damages of Goffey and Rob Bengi, as Eden playing with fire a little bit there, but is able to walk out that one alive. UniQ sit over 5,000 gold ahead. I think that's 6,000 basically. And I think, I don't know, UniQ are really just cruising. I feel like the scaling aspects of the Lucent composition aren't really, as powerful to me as what UniQ have. And even, things like Eden on this Silas is going to have fairly powerful ultimates to always use throughout the game to try and facilitate some of the team fights that can come in for UniQ. And this Dragon's going to get started up by Lucent, but look at Goffey, man. Like, he's almost 2,500 HP already 16 minutes into the game. Rotten Bengi has the Umbral Glaive, has an additional Serrated Dirk. I mean, I don't know. How many stacks does the center have, too? That's like another thing he's been able to farm so well. 70 at 17!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That is actually more than what Photic had in his game against RNG.
That is something. It's more about the range so far. 60 additional range. That is a lot.
Yeah, and 5 stacks away from an additional. I can't remember how the range stacks actually work. So, oh, thank you, Reed. It's 20, right? 20 extra range.
Yeah. 20. And there you go. 3, 2.
3 more.
So yeah.
2 more. Yeah. And Requiem's just going to come in to chunk out some of the members of Lucent, and they will just pick up
And
the
the gold.
Yeah, the
There's
gold
the
as well.
first
That's the thing.
strike.
Like Shafty is gonna slowly start farming gold with the first strike as well. It has to be said. If the game slows down, I mean, it's not the most gold in the world, like at the end of the day, but it's an additional kill in gold as
The 1v4. Is this doable? Nuya
Oh
says
my
yes. As
God.
Hook brings him to the belly. And from the belly of the beast comes with a shield. And the Didel is just stacking, styling on them. Double kill. Goof doesn't even care. Look at him, walking menacingly. Okay, goes back. Goes back in. The flag comes in, afraid of what happened is going to happen. The stun is long, but doesn't quite connect at this one.
No.
And here comes Rottenbangi. Oh, he's the one taking the turret.
He's fine,
Can
he's
just
fine.
get away. Fuyu, way too low. Oh, no.
Yes, he's fine. Well,
And 75
I'm
stacks, I guess. There you go. 80.
Oh, he missed. He couldn't get it in time. That's a shame. Okay. All right. Fun game, Archer.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Shafty in the river. Shafty
No,
was
tell
out
me,
of
tell
mana.
me,
Just-
tell
He
me,
was
tell me,
out
tell
of
me.
mana just auto-attacking the Rift Herald. Fun game. And I guess we'll try and play with chat too. As this is the
Okay.
kind of thing that they can answer in chat with. What will happen first in this game? Will Rottenbengi hit 120 stacks, or will the game end? I think 120 is probably a good, good number. What happens first? Game end, 120 stacks. He's at basically 80 right now, so we're asking for 40 more stacks. Okay, I'll up that number. We'll say 140. 140 stacks, basically 60 more, or the game ends.
Okay.
Game end or 130, 140. Give us your answers in chat. Curious to know. Archer, what's your guesstimate?
I
here, given
failed to
how the
understand the
trajectory
question.
is in?
Sorry. It was really
how-
confusing. Can you...
How many
Yeah.
stacks? So, what will happen first? Will the game end first, or will Senna reach 130 stacks?
30? 130?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that happens.
You think that happens before the game ends?
Can I see the stacks?
He's
Before I
at,
look
like,
in my...
he's at 79, so he needs 50 more stacks, or the game ends. Which happens first?
Oof. You've put me in the tough position,
Oh.
Wait a minute. Yeah, let me just
Jesus.
see. The game ends first, yeah. Or maybe no.
No, he's fine.
It ends first, yeah.
Yep.
It ends
Yep.
first.
Ends first? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would say so.
So, what are you having for dinner tonight?
Wait, what? You're not supposed to be here I think it's 2 weeks, so you cannot. What do you want to eat when you come? When you arrive, what do you want?
You know that.
Kebab. Okay, I cannot cook that one. Okay, it's only for the boss. Talking about the boss, there's going to be a boss battle on the top side as Eden is facing on Volibear versus LeBlanc. LeBlanc gets deleted instantly, and Tandem is forced to jump into the skies to try and survive. That is a beautiful stun. Kudos, she doesn't have any sort of way to get out of this. And Goofy's there to help. 21 minutes, and they're just going to push the top side. No Requiem available, but it doesn't even matter. They have a siege minion. They can push on.
I'm gonna readjust my question and say 120. So if you said 130, I'll give you benefit of doubt.
No, I locked in.
You locked in 130. They're pushing onto the inhibitors at
Man of
21
my
minutes
words.
into the game. Lucent tried to go for the pick onto Eden, and it just doesn't work out, unfortunately. Teleport comes in, send Ulma across the map as well, just for a little bit of additional support, and then eventually the rest of the team also collapses for 2 more towers off the back of the response. 11,000 gold, the difference.
If you change it to 120,
20?
110, like 110,
Yeah.
we could discuss. We could debate.
Okay, yeah, 110 then, or the game ends.
I'm locked in. Don't change my mind.
He needs 25. He needs 25 more stacks, give or take.
I'm a man of my word.
Okay.
No doubts in my mind.
All right.
Chat, what do you think? Chat, I need you. PM me, please. Okay, now with the blade, with the wits end, no mythic in sight for the Aurelia, but 7-0. Nod is going to have a tough job to deal with this Aurelia.
Okay. Nia's just purchased an entire Death Stance. Yeah, he's going to die soon. Smile.
I've been told that you need to think about your life saving so you can buy a house, like you can do proper investments. And this is
I've
one
been
of them.
thinking about that. Yeah, I've been thinking about that recently. You know, savings, housing markets. It's tough.
Oh, don't look into that.
Oh,
don't.
No,
You'll be scared.
No. Oh yeah, I'm very spooked. Very spooked. But you know, save your money, folks. Spend as appropriate
On
as you
RP.
should. Not on RP, unless you have the disposable income to do that. It's a tough economy,
Yes.
you know?
It's a tough economy.
It's a tough
It's a
economy.
tough job as well to deal with 3 dragons right now with the soul incoming in 4 minutes. And can you even survive those 4 minutes? Senna stacking on those souls, please stop. As Rottenberger is getting powerful as he moves along in this game. Eclipse, Umbral Glaive, and Swifty. So he's not only really fast, but also has a support with a Spirit Visage, which means this is not legal, by the way.
Wow.
That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Meanwhile, looking to the side, and you see the inhibitor turret going down way too fast. 23 minutes in. He's not stopping. He's just stacking on those Ionian Fervor stacks. That's more than enough. True Shot Barrage doesn't deal any damage whatsoever. Rottenberger already healed from that one by himself. Oh, that was way too close for your taste. Rottenberger almost getting another kill. Can I see the stacks right now? 190? 95 stacks. 3 inhibitors down.
25
This
more.
could be the push. This could be the push, Shimano.
This could be the push, though. I think they're just going to play it safe and probably go back towards the Baron if I had to wager a guess. And just try and force Lucent in to try and take a fight. And I think at that point, this game should be all but done and dusted.
Baron is up. Do they take this one? Because if they fall back to try and buy something to make the last push, do you risk it on the Baron? Apparently they do.
I mean, here's the thing. If you lose Baron with 3 inhibitors down, you lose the game anyway. So, let's see. Will they toss it to a coin? Unique. Seems like
Lucent have one more opportunity. This could be it. Taking the Baron, slowing down the push. The super minions are arriving at base, so it's going to be a tough one. As the Requiem will be available in 30 seconds, I would reckon, at this time.
Yeah, and that's the
More
thing.
than
Unique
enough.
can just play time and wait for the supers to show up and then simply go towards the Baron. They're not even really waiting that long. It's just 1 super in the base, which Fuyu is back dealing with. And Kurosh in a position, and Dandom is trying to get close towards the pit as well, but I don't know. Health bar.
Ultimate available. Flash as well. Gets pulled in. They stop the Baron. They stop the damage. They stop the count. And this means that he cannot get there. A few more souls for the Senna as they take the Baron. Little Pants now running away. What can you do in this position? Well, you can juke, you can use the blast cone, but are you even in distance? Oh, the W! The dance, where you going to use? No! You go straight up to the one that you didn't want to face. The record deals so much damage, allowing it Elliot to run the mock in the base. True damage is coming in, by the way. Death Stance could be the death, but I don't think that's going to happen. As Rottenbang is still stacking up as the Santa goes on. Well, Seven's down.
98
Next
stack.
is down as well. 99 stacks, not even
Oh,
close
he's
to your
dead!
bets.
Not even 100.
Not even 100, by the way, Jamada. As
What?
UniQ takes the 6th victory for themselves, 6-4. That is a good start for the Super Week.
Honestly, Rombengi, what a loser. Not even 100 stacks in the game like this? That's crazy. No, I mean, yeah, UniQ. It's the game that we definitely needed to see from them, realistically. Just dismantled Lucent. I think they just had a massive draft edge. There's not really much else I could give you in terms of analysis. It just felt like Lucent didn't have anything to play on, right? They couldn't really abuse the 2v2 in the mid lane, even though they found Shafty out multiple times. It felt like they didn't really build on the fact that Shafty was, for lack of a better way of putting it, honestly, just autopiloting the early game. So yeah, UniQ kind of just cruised through the draft with, better lane matchups. In my opinion, is also, better laners as well. I think obviously kind of just is the nature of UniQ. They are this kind of roster in my eyes that will skill check you 1-to-1 mechanically. And yeah, there wasn't much for Lucent to hope for in this game, in my opinion. I think it was just kind of a, does Dandon and Kurosh get ridiculously far ahead in the 2v2 in the jungle and mid lane? No, lose the game. Don't get the scale.
They had a good start, I would say. I reckon they had a good start. They just weren't able to keep that start. And Silas versus the LeBlanc. You picked the LeBlanc into the Silas. And that's something that I want to talk about. Why it didn't work out. So we'll toss it to a break before the last interviews of the day. And I'll see you soon.